Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Just coming in to see how everyone's doing today. If anybody pops in, sure, we'll do some readings. Um, I wanted to talk talk a little bit about intuition and on your intuition. Now, I'm on YouTube, so like, scribe, and so I'm on YouTube. I am also on my Guru Mama page. So the Guru Mama shop is my new business page. So I linked that up to um, to StreamYard. So I'm streaming there right now, and I'm on my personal page, Mary June Tracy. I'm just everywhere. I'm just everywhere. Look at that. Look at me. Look at me go. So, and this morning I was a little bit late. I said I was going to be here at 10. Hello, Lexi. Just came in for a new cup of coffee. Yes. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to work within my Etsy shop and what to do. Now, I know the thing is, things that I'm learning. The one thing, if you're doing an Etsy shop, is to understand that Etsy doesn't pay you right away. So if you sell something, they don't pay you right away. They want to make sure that you're legit and not some kind of con artist. And if you are getting things on print on demand, whether that's on mugs, on stickers, or things like that, you are the middle person. So, once Etsy pays you, you pay, the Printify. And that's usually what people use, is the Printify. But so to make sure that you have a credit card or you have your debit card and money on it for being the middle person before Etsy pays you. But there's other ways of doing it, and learning how to do PDFs. So learning how to do PDFs is a big thing, and learning how to do the link so people can do the automatic download. And that's something I've been wanting to. I know it might seem easy to some people, but really isn't that easy for this brain. Okay, this brain can get scrambled very easily. But in order for people to purchase things, say either off my website, or you purchase something and then it takes you to the link and then you automatically get the downloadable. I just been sending, people buy something from me and I just send them the downloadable. So these are things like whether it was my spell books, and then I would send them the PDF. So those are the types of things that I want to start putting within my Etsy shop, and then learning how to use my Pinterest. Now, believe it or not, I've had an Etsy shop just sitting there since 2017 or so. I think it's that, or it could be older, but it's been just sitting there. And same with Pinterest. I was on Pinterest when it first came out, but never really understood how to utilize it as a business platform. I saw different videos, and I watched different things on people using it as a business platform, but never took it to heart, either because I felt it was too complicated. And the other thing that is amazing is that from 2017 to where we are in 2023, the way our computers are set up, the way things are set up, are so much easier to do things than they were in 2017, or even, before that. So technology is such so much easier. It's just like when I was originally wanting to do Facebook Lives, you had to pay to do the Facebook Lives. Like, you only got Facebook Lives if you had a lot of money or you were a celebrity. But now you could do Facebook Lives. Having like the platform that I'm using, StreamYard. Yes, I do have to pay for that, but it hooks me up. I can stream to all of these different places, except for Instagram. Instagram's not, it can't be hooked up to it, but anyways, that's fine. But it hooks you up to all of these different platforms on social media, so you could stream to all of them. So, using StreamYard has been very beneficial in utilizing it. And it was just a couple of young guys who decided to come together. They had an idea and they created it. And now it is a huge platform. It's utilized all over the world. It was recommended to me by a friend, Can't remember who it was. Anyway, somebody recommended it to me. I went on and I thought, holy shit, this is absolutely fabulous. So it was really, cool. And following that now, this is sort of leading into what I want to talk about is your intuition. A lot of times your intuition will come in and it wants to lead you somewhere, wants to take you on a journey, and it doesn't make sense to you, or it doesn't feel right. And that's when we miss opportunities. That's when we miss out, because our fears start to come in. Our fears start to stop our intuition from coming through. Our fears start to say, oh no, I don't have the money for that. Or, oh my God. Or, what if this happens? And, so our fears take us down a little bit of a trail. And these fears sort of hold you into a spot or into a stasis, because you just don't want to take that leap of faith. And taking that leap of faith means that you are trusting in the unknown. And now, as we are heading into the last part of this year, we're heading into a lot of unknown territory. We're heading into a time, a place where we really have to come in and trust our intuition, and really trust in that guidance that's coming forth for us. And in trusting in that guidance, it's going to take us on a little bit of a trail, and it's going to take us on a little bit of a windy trail. And for many of us, that could be very unruly, especially if you are one who wants to have everything controlled. When you are wanting to make sure that all your T's and I's are dotted, which is absolutely a fabulous thing, because you still have to do that. But sometimes there can be a glitch that comes in. So you have to be prepared, or sometimes you're not prepared, but you have to be, I'm going to say prepared, in a way that you have honed in on your intuition. And people ask me, well, how do I do it? The simplest way to hone in on your intuition is putting your hands on your heart. Because when you put your hands on your heart and then you take a deep breath in and let it out, it's like, and just breathe it out, and do that a couple times. Then you ask your question. Which way? Or, and you can mentally ask it, and then just allow your body to do what it needs to do. Sometimes your body will sway, or you'll rock back and forth. And that's like your body is the pendulum. Because a lot of times people will grab their pendulum and they'll ask the questions of the yes and the no, right? So here's a beautiful little pendulum that I have. And stop. And you can ask it the yes or no questions, right? So you can ask it, is my name Susan? No. So it's showing you that my name isn't Susan. All right. Is my name Mary? And it's going back and forth. Now my hand's not moving. My hand's not moving. So it's a long one, but my hand's not moving. You can hold your arm like this if you want to. And you can begin to ask your pendulum questions, but you can also begin to use your body as a pendulum. And using your body as a pendulum is a really nice indication of you reconnecting with your body and allowing yourself to, trust come in. Now, many times when you are doing that for the first time, your body's like, who the fuck are you? You're not nice to me. You're always mean to me. So you're coming into a trust of self. And that's all part of the intuition. When my grandmother was teaching me how to read tea leaves, and I got the sniffles today. Sorry. When I was when she was teaching me, and she'd have the teacup, and she'd be drinking, and then all the tea leaves would be at the bottom of the teacup, and then she'd go, what do you see? And of course, tea leaves. No, what do you see? Look, squint your eyes and look and go deeply in. And what do you see? I see a house. Okay, trust that. I see a house. What else do you see? Oh, I see a dog. I see this. I see that. All right. What does a house mean? Oh, I don't, 5-year-olds, I don't know what a house means. Somewhere to live. Okay, house to live. What is a dog? A friend. So you need a friend that lives in a house that, whatever. You're trusting that intuition that's coming in. The more you start doing that, the more the trust comes in. There are things that you can do definitely to bring in the intuition even more, and that's through meditation, journaling, allowing yourself to go on a walkabout. And a walkabout is definitely just listening to your body and go the direction that your body wants to go. So you might be going, oh, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. Okay, left or right, right, straight, turn. So listening to the little indicator, it sounds crazy, but the more you start doing it, again, it is a practice. The more you practice within that intuition, the more you get it. I use tarot cards because, I've practiced for years in using the tarot cards, and utilizing the tarot cards and reading them. If I have to, good morning, Dwayne. If I have to, say get a new tarot deck card, I have to play with it for a while because it may not be the typical reader writer deck. It could be a herbal tarot deck. And so it's getting to know the different herbs, and understand what the different herbs and how that herb is associated with that tarot card kind of thing. So it might take, a new way of learning them. The meaning of the tarot is still the same, but it's adding another depth into that tarot card, right? So it's a practice. You learn it. Same with oracle cards. And every oracle deck is different. Every oracle card, every oracle deck, when you start to use your oracle decks, has a different meaning. Not everyone is the same, have the same definition because they are created by different people, in creating and with their downloads that they have done it. So when we're coming into our intuition, it is really coming into a silence. It's coming into a place where I'm going to call it the in-between thoughts. It's that space in between. And Dwayne Dyer talks about it. Deepak Chopra talks about that in-between space. And that in-between space is where God is whispering. It is where God begins to whisper. In order to hear the whisper, which is your intuition, it is your connection to your higher self. It is that divine wisdom that comes in that leads you to a place. Now, your intuition never tells you to do something bad or evil. That's not your intuition that's talking. Or your intuition, if you're using your pendulum and your pendulum comes in and says something really bonkers, well, time to cleanse, time to, maybe cleanse your pendulum, and that, because your pendulum is not going to, the energies aren't going to try and muck you up, I'm going to say. So it's really coming into really a piece coming into that. And of course, I've taught classes in this in many times on stepping into your intuition, stepping into being able to talk to those who've passed over, mediumship. And it took me a while to be able to teach some of these mediumship classes because mediumship was just something I did, or something that was. And it's sometimes when you have something that's very natural to you, it's difficult to teach it because it's kind of like trying to explain to somebody, I just do it kind of thing, or they just come in. I don't even, if somebody starts asking me questions about certain person, the information just starts coming in and I just flows out. That again, that's trusting that information, that's trusting in that light that's coming forth, and always bringing myself to a place that is light, always bringing myself into a place of my connections with my angels, with my God, and coming into that alignment with them each and every day. And that again comes into a practice. What is your spiritual practice? What is your connection with God? Is maybe it's listening to a positive affirmation every single day. Maybe it is listening to a certain person that brings in positivity to you each and every day, and having them, fulfill you with something, so that, that's going to help me to go forth. It could be reading. You might have a prompt journal, a journal that prompts you each day of writing different prompts in a gratitude journal. So you might have these different things that are helping you to come into that intuition and come into that alignment. And prompt to gratitude journals are absolutely fabulous because they really get you to they really help to guide you. They really help to, especially if you like, I created one, it's a 30-day one, and it helps you to come into that space, and coming into that space where you are answering those prompts, answering those questions, getting you into the gratitude. What are you grateful for today? What are your plans for the day? Do you have an outline of your plan for the day? Those are very important things to have and to set up for yourself each and every day, especially as we are starting to go forward with a lot of crazy energies in the last quarter of the year. So this is starting to come in, the energies are coming in to really get you into the alignment of your intuition, coming into a space that brings you a sense of a piece of direction when you are going to feel everything is not direct. Everything's all over the place. So we're going to, and even because we still have a week left of Mercury retrograde, the last week and the first few days of Mercury retrograde, I find are sometimes the hardest, because it is, the first start, when things can go crazy. By it starting to slow down again to go direct, that's when even crazier things can start happening, where things can go offline, things can go tilted, miscommunications, misalignments, things like that. So again, it's coming back into my intuition and not freaking out because this happened, that happened, this happened, whatever it is. It's really coming into that peace with inside myself, and know that I'm fine, know that I'm being guided, know that, okay, something there with communications is happening. I don't have control over that right now. I have to give it up to my higher powers. And in giving it up to my higher powers allows me to have more of that sense of direction on where I need to go. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, especially when you're working with your intuition for self, like when you're working within your own self, when you because your ego gets in the way and you question a lot, and you start, going off on different directions and stuff. So it can be a little bit crazy, just to say the least. It can be a little bit crazy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pull some cards for the day. I know I was doing $10 readings, mini readings for $10. So, and I think I got a lot of people in the last couple of days in doing that. It was another impromptu thing. My intuition says, go on now. And I'm just like, all right, I washed my face, my makeup's not on, and you want me to go on when it was in the evening, and then bang, I just started doing them, right? And that's just trusting that intuition, getting back into that energy flow, and getting back into that energy flow of what it is that you do, right? And and it's at first it's kind of scary because you're not sure. Your ego comes in and says, oh, you can't do this. This is weird. This you can't, what makes you think you can do this? And it's like, oh, well, we'll see. If I say something wrong, I say something wrong. Or if it doesn't align with somebody, then that's okay. That's okay. If it doesn't align with somebody, it doesn't align with them. Right. So, but you got to trust in what you know. You got to trust in the information that comes through. And when you trust in the information that comes through for you, things really do flow a lot easier. So let's pull up some cards. I think I also like this deck because it fits nicely into my hand. It's easy to do things. So let's pull out a card for the first half of the week. Let's see what the energies are going to be for the first half of the week. So we have, we got two cards. I pulled two cards. So what are the two cards? We have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Cups. So let's start off with this one. This is the workman. This is the one of the mundane world. So this is about working, getting things into alignment, knowing that you really mastered a craft there. So there's something there that you've mastered. You're still working. There's projects there that you're still working on, but there's something down here that's coming in. You haven't worked on something yet, but you've pretty much mastered quite a bit. So you're a master of what it is that you are creating in your life. Now, that mastery is that you're still, there's still, you're working on something right now, right? And you're very involved with what you are doing, but you got to make sure that you love what you do. The Knight of Cups comes in. It's like, are you following your intuition with what it is that you are creating? Are you in love with what you are creating? Or are you getting other mixed messages or mixed thoughts that are coming in that sort of throw you off to not do the things that you love to do? And in comes the Knight, because he is the lover. He's the one who wants to bring in the love and the joy and the beautiful things that you do. So I feel like this is the first half of this week is that really looking at the things that you love to do and begin to really master them, because it's going to help you to create something else. It's going to help you to bring in another creation with the gifts that you already have. And that could be even within your job. So you might, with the job, what are the aspects that you really love about your job? And really focusing on that and bringing that energy in so that you can fulfill and do something even more within alignment. Because in comes the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands came in yesterday and it's coming in today. It's come in a few times over the last little while. And the Two of Wands really has that you're holding the world in your hands. You have the world in your hand. You have one foot up, one foot back. You're looking into the new direction and finding that passion of the things that you love. What is that passion? And it's two. So it's really bringing in something new, something that burns within you because it is fire, but you're wanting to step forward with it. You're wanting to step forward with it. So the Two of Wands is quite a interesting card, because the Two of Wands, what it does, it really wants to guide you. It really wants to bring in, what are your long-term, what are your long-term goals? What are you wanting to do, right? And this is about getting ready with the plans, getting ready with what it is that you are wanting to do. So when you get the Two of Wands coming in, and especially with the Eight of Pentacles, it's really, striking out on a new journey, striking out on the new path. So again, we have this card, this one down here. There's something new that's going to come in that is going to strike up with your passion. So be aware of that's coming in for you, listening to your intuition, keeping a journal, writing things down, writing, what information's coming forth for you, because it's going to help to bring you onto something new. A new journey is unfolding for you this week, and there's going to be some juggling with it as we go into the last part, into the later part of the week and into the weekend. So there's going to be a juggling, because it's bringing something new in it. So it's double two. So it's bringing in something that is a balance, something that you do need to balance in this world. So looking at the balancing act that has to be done, you got these ships that are sailing in the background. So you got the ships sailing in the background. The green is, that of prosperity and bringing in that green. And then he has the funny hat on. It's a connection to the higher realms, wanting to have that connection. Or, and it's also, with that too, it's like allowing yourself to stay within oneself, allowing yourself to stay within oneself in your energies, so that you're not getting all over the place, right? So when we get the Two of Pentacles, it is about listening to that guidance. It is it's a juggling act. It is one that we have to look at all parts of our life, where small changes that are coming in. So it could be that a small change is coming in and we have to weigh this out. But small changes with that come in can be very dramatic, can bring in, it's the little tiny things that you got to alter that feel um, off, or that feel, what you need to do. So we're going to start off at the beginning of the week. How am I going to organize myself? And that doesn't mean that you're going to, you have to stick to it all the time, 100%, but having that outline, having that within is really going to help you to begin to create more. And then, so when the balancing or the tweaking comes in, you're not going to feel so out of balance, right? You're not going to feel like you're all over the place. So this is really allowing for you to, I let the small changes come in as the wind is blowing. Allow for that energy to come in this week. It is going to be a week of, I think, tying up things, tying up loose ends, getting things that need to be done. So there you go. So you guys have a fabulous week. And definitely, if you do want to book in a reading, you can get a hold of me. You can DM me. You can contact the Guru Mama at gmail.com. Stephen, 1 second. I'll talk to you in a minute. He just comes in talking. And so if you're wanting to book something, definitely you can do that. So have a blessed day. Have a great Sunday. Get outside, connect with nature, and we will talk to you all soon. Thank you for being a part of my community.